Shondell Brathwaite, better known to the Trinidad dancehall world as Puppy Six. He is not an artist, but a stone-cold, sinister and gruesome six-gang shooter, known for being mentioned in over 100 Trinidad songs. His rise to fame is shrouded in mystery, and most only know him through songs from Rebel Six and other six-gang artists. He was known as the top six-gang shooter at the time of his death, relentlessly hunting down his 7 gang enemies with brutal force, and through blood and murder. His brutal rise to fame began. Puppy Six grew up a troubled youth. Dropping out of school at 15, his low-grade average made him see a life of crime more fulfilling. He, as all shooters, started off a runner, going for trips to the shop and for drugs, skillfully carrying out his duties. His eagerness and high energy made him stand out from the crowd. And slowly, his ranks rose to head shooter after carrying out many deadly reprisal killings during the 2016 election, which saw a shuffle in major government officials and gang bosses. And with fresh government contracts, new shipments of guns flooded the streets. Many were sophisticated, high-powered AKs, way better than what the local police had. And Puppy's weapon of choice? The AR-15 with laser beam and sniper scoop, easily taking out his enemies just in one press. Then, in 2018, the Trinidad dancehall movement emerged out of the dust, and an artist named Rebel Six, using the trend of calling top-known shooters' name in his songs, started mentioning Puppy's name in them, making Puppy Six a cult legend in the street. With this sudden fame, Puppy used it to make his way higher through the ranks of the Six gang. Some say at one point the only Six member higher than him was Tyson's Six boss himself. His fame reached global status, without even singing a word, but with the growing fame. The Trinidadian law enforcement started taking notes and began watching him closely. During the COVID-19 pandemic, there was a peace treaty signed by all the major gangs, and at this time, Puppy Six was less active and decided to lay low from bussing heads to bussing blocks and go back to his running ways. He linked with the Venezuelan cartel and began moving heavyweight through the country during the COVID lockdowns. But when the 2020 elections came and the PNM's second victory, less government contracts were given out this time, leading to a sharp decline in wealth for the gangs. Puppy Six had to live in deep poverty for a short time. But cleverly during this time, he applied for his Trinidadian passport, knowing it would be much easier to access than a US visa, and he miraculously was approved. With the end of the COVID pandemic, many artists migrated and filed for asylum in America. Artists like Prince Swanee and Mr. Grill, fearing for their lives from the sudden war that started, beginning with the finance minister Colum Imbert raising gas and basic food prices. The gangs declared a war on the innocent people of Trinidad. Killings, robberies and carjackings were up 100%. But Puppy still was less active in this time. He saw the need to migrate after there were many threats on his life by 7 gang members and a plot to set him up by his own 6 gang affiliates. Seeing his rising power, he decided to migrate to America. But there was one problem. He didn't have a US visa and would never get one. But knowing how clever Puppy Six was, he had a plan. Having a close link to the Mexican drug cartel, he then boarded a flight with Trinidad artist Trinidad Killer and a local porn star named Gabriel, aka Batman, to the small Mexican town of Tijuana. There, he met up with the cartel and reported